I remember my first day of engineering college when I met a friend of mine called Akshata. She wasn't my best friend throughout college, but there's something that I've learned from her which I want to share with you. The first day of college, everyone speaks with each other and tries to know each other and tries to find out who my friend will be. And the natural conversation that happens in India is generally in Hindi. And that's what I did. That's what most of my friends did. We spoke to each other in Hindi. But when we spoke with Akshata, she only replied in English. Well, there was no signs of arrogance or attitude on her face or show off. She was from South Bombay, and hence maybe her way of speaking was in English only. The first time I spoke to her in Hindi, I got a reply back in English. And I tried again to speak in Hindi with her, but her replies were always in English and in a polite way. I subconsciously realized that whenever I have to speak to Akshata, especially in the class, I have to speak with her in English. With any other friends, it was always Hindi. But with Akshata, subconsciously, I had to speak in English with her, and that happened without me noticing that I am speaking only with her in English and with all the others in Hindi. Why did I tell this story to you? Because I feel that Akshata had surrounded herself with people who could talk to her in English. Because she was from South Bombay, the way she was born and brought up, her friend circle, her family at home, everyone must be speaking in English with each other is what I assume today. And hence in today's video, which is especially about how to think in English, this is one of the most important points that I want to tell you and that I want you all to take home today after watching this complete video. I'm Amrita and I welcome you all to this beautiful video on how you can think in English. If you're a new visitor and if you like my content, do not forget to subscribe to this channel because I've been really working hard since quite some time, especially for you people. How to think in English? Well, the first step is a conscious effort. A lot of us wait for the right opportunity, a lot of us wait for some external motivation or for some internal motivation that when I'll be motivated, I'm sure I'm going to do it. But you know what? There's no point waiting for motivation because motivation is a ditcher. It will be there with you sometimes and sometimes you will feel absolutely demotivated. But there's this one thing that's going to stay with you, which is a habit that you form after conscious efforts for some period of time. And the effort is not supposed to be only restricted to 21 days because research has found that 21 days aren't enough for you to build a new habit. According to me, it should at least be for 2 months. The effort that you put in consciously has to be there for 2 long months, post which you will become habituated to thinking in English. Now, remember the time when you learned to ride a bicycle for the first time. The first time you sat on the bicycle, it was uncomfortable. You felt like you were getting out of your comfort zone and maybe you felt like giving up. Maybe you fell on the ground and you hurt yourself to an extent, but still you continued learning how to ride a bicycle, right? And I'm sure most of us today know how to ride a bicycle. And today when we ride a bicycle, don't we all enjoy the surroundings around us? Don't we all think about some other thoughts while we're riding the bicycle? The process of riding the bicycle happens just naturally. You don't have to put in any effort. And it's the same in any other case. Let's take an example of swimming. Those who didn't know how to swim earlier, the only focus was how to swim. How do I stay on the top of water and not get drowned? That was the only focus. But if you know swimming today, I'm sure you're doing a lot of other things while you're still swimming in water. You're not putting in conscious efforts because it's happening naturally. And that is what will happen with you while thinking in English. Thinking in English will happen naturally after a period of time. But you have to first cross that period by conscious efforts. You have to remind yourself continuously that I have to think in English. Some of the ways in which we can think in English include the number one, which is surrounding yourself with English. And that is the reason why I gave you the example of my friend Akshata. She had surrounded herself with people who could only speak with her in English. Or at least, if other people weren't in control of her, she saw to it that her replies were only in English. So she did what was in her control. In the same way, I want you to do things that are in your control. If you have parents, family, siblings at home who do not at all know how to speak in English, then that's not in your control. But what you can do is you can reply to them in English. Same is the case with your friends. We chat with our friends too often. We video call them, we audio call them. And we are not putting in efforts to speak in English with them, because of which they are always going to speak in the local language. But what if you became the next Akshata? What if you told and sent out a clear message to everyone indirectly that you will only be responding in English? I'm sure people who like you and people who are close to you will accept your decision. You don't have to go out and say it out loud. But when you're replying to them, see to it that you're replying in English, even if it is broken English. Surround yourself with reading material that is in English. Newspapers, if your parents have subscribed to a local newspaper, request them to also subscribe to one English newspaper. It's hardly 1 rupee, 2 rupees, and that won't be a huge cost. So surround yourself with material that is in English. Books, English books only. Dictionary, very important. A lot of us have dictionaries that are Hindi to English conversions. Why do we need that? A dictionary is where you find the meaning of the words in the simplest words. When there's a difficult word that you find in the dictionary, the meaning is generally in the simplest of terms. Then why do you want that meaning to be in Hindi? Use and refer to an English only dictionary. When you're listening to something, if there's TV on at your home and there's somebody who is listening to some local language channel, then switch your room or maybe use your earphones and watch some web series or watch some useful videos on YouTube that are exclusively in English. Until the point you surround yourself with English, that conscious habit will take time. Because imagine there's so much of discrepancy. You're talking to somebody in Hindi and then you are telling yourself that think in English. That's a little difficult. On the other hand, it's always easy when you're equipped with everything English around yourself and then you also have to think in English. That process will be easier. I'm not saying surrounding yourself in English is going to make you think in English. But the process of thinking in English will be easier because you're reading English books, you're watching English TV, you're talking to people in English, right? When you're surrounding yourself with English, thinking in English becomes easier. Now, how do you think in English? Imagine you are traveling in the train or you're walking on the road. Let's say you're walking on the road, or maybe in today's time you are going to a grocery store and there's this huge queue. You're standing wearing your mask and there's still at least half an hour that it would take for you to reach the grocery shop. Now, those 30 minutes is when you can think in English, right? You can ask yourself, or you can just pass statements in your mind saying, oh, she's wearing a red pant and I don't like it. The grocery store's billboard is quite huge. I think they should reduce the size of the board. I don't like the color combination of that board. I really like the way the lady has handled her child in this situation. Whatever you are observing around yourself, make simple, small sentences and just talk to yourself in English. Make simple sentences, nobody's observing you, nobody's judging you, because it's all happening in your mind. We all talk to ourselves the most in life. Everybody me, you, each one of us talks to our own self the most. And this is the area where once you improve, it will improve all the other areas of your life when it comes to communicating in English effectively. We talk to ourselves the most, and hence putting in a conscious effort every single day to think in English by constructing simple small sentences is going to help you in the long run. Believe me, after 2 months, after 3 months, you are going to come back to me and say, yes, this has helped. I'm not asking you to construct complex sentences using a lot of grammatical tools. Construct simple sentences, and the moment you feel like you're stuck or you do not know the meaning of this word that you're reading, or you do not know what do you call this in English, because let me be very frank with you, you do not know everything in your bedroom in English. I'm sure of that. When you go to kitchen, you do not know all those things. What are those things called in English? That's when you can go to Google and you can simply type the word in your language, and you can say in English. For example, bartan in English. What do we call this? Utensils is the answer that you will get. Right? So when you're speaking to yourself in English, what happens is you will get stuck at times. You will not know, oh, what is this called? Oh, what is this called? Is it called a pavement? Is it called a road? Is it called land? Is it called ground? There's difference, right? So what do we call this in English? So when you talk to yourself, you will get stuck and you will have to find a solution after getting stuck. You will have to find out that English word which isn't a part of your dictionary yet. Another beautiful thing that happens to you when you decide to think in English is it makes you conscious and it makes you live in the present moment. Imagine you're sitting idle in your balcony and you have decided to think in English for the next 20 minutes while sitting in your balcony. It just makes you live in the present moment because you observe things around yourself and try to construct simple English sentences. You just live in the present moment. Isn't it beautiful to live in the present moment and put in conscious efforts in the direction in which we want to grow rather than worrying about the future or worrying about the past? Simply improve every single day, bit by bit. Also, the habit of thinking in English won't be successful on day one. Let me tell this to you very clearly. You will have to persist. You will have to try again on day 2, try again on day 3, and keep trying for a while. Keep putting in that conscious effort. If you forget to speak in English altogether, don't rebuke yourself. Don't tell yourself, oh Amrita, you're so bad. You don't even remember that you speak in English. No, don't be that bad or that hard on yourself. It's okay, we will forget to speak in English or to think in English in the beginning, but with conscious effort, it will happen. So on day 1, you can tell yourself that these 20 minutes from 8 to 8:30, I'm going to sit with myself and I'm just going to think in English. Again, repeat that the next day. Follow this trend for some time and then keep increasing the amount of time for which you think in English. Another important tool that helps you to think in English is when you take a note of daily life situations which are meant to happen. You are going to go to a bank someday, you are going to go to a grocery store. If you're a student, you go to school every day or you go to college every day, or maybe you have online classes. You have to ask doubts in those classes. So in these situations, what are the sentences that you can use? Note them down. You have to speak to your parents every day. You generally speak or chat with your friends every day. So these are common life situations. And how do you talk in those situations is something that you can always learn and keep ready. So sample answers, sample questions, sample sentences should be ready in your book, which is handy, or maybe in your notepad on your phone. For example, when you're going to a restaurant, how do you talk to the waiter there? How do you praise the food that is served? How do you praise the manager of the restaurant? Or if you do not like something, how are you going to politely communicate about it to the manager in the hotel, right? These are common situations and it's always good to have sample answers and sample sentences ready and in your mind. Another important thing that you can follow on this journey to thinking in English clearly is to use your mirror well. When we are talking to ourselves, when we are thinking, our effort is to think in English. When you're in front of a mirror, you're again talking to yourself, right? So when you're in front of a mirror, just talk to yourself as if you're talking to some friend of yours or just somebody else. Start talking to yourself in English in front of the mirror. It could be any damn thing. It could be a feeling that you're feeling in that particular moment, or it could be the revision of your entire day. How about forming this habit? At the end of the day, I'm going to go in front of the mirror, I'm going to stand there for some time, and I'm going to tell myself everything that happened throughout the day and how I felt about those moments. For example, I got up in the morning quite late today, because of which I already was feeling sluggish, and it was not a great start for me because I got up late. I should have gotten up early in the morning is what I feel, and hence tomorrow I will try to get up early in the morning. Talk to yourself like this, right? We all want to improve. We all know that, oh, this is the mistake that I made today, or oh, this is something good that I did today, right? So go in front of the mirror and talk to yourself. Praise yourself, appreciate yourself, make yourself learn from your past mistakes. Everything in English. And that's how you will start to think in English. Again, I just want to remind you once again at the end of this video that this is not going to happen in one day, nor in 21 days. It will take some time. And hence, conscious effort is the most important thing. Don't wait for motivation. Motivation is not going to come and say, "Hi Amrita, I'm here. I am here and I'm going to take you out of this trouble. I am here and now you're going to start speaking in English, or now you're going to start thinking in English very, very well because I am here with you." Motivation. I don't think that's going to happen. So rely on your habit and not on your motivation. Again, at the end of this video, I want to remind you that this process of thinking in English is not going to happen naturally, and hence conscious effort is needed from your end for some period of time, which is not a short period. You will have to keep putting in effort for some period of time, and then it will happen subconsciously. Okay, that's when you will have that eureka moment where you will feel like, oh my god, I was thinking in English and I didn't realize that, right? So for that moment to come, you will have to first put in a lot of conscious efforts and keep supporting your own self, keep your own self motivated to achieve that habit. Like, right, when we get up in the morning, there's this beautiful example that I want to tell you. When you're bathing every day, do you really bathe consciously? Do you really take that soap in your hand or that bottle of soap and you pour that bottle of soap and then put it all over your body? Does this all happen naturally or it happens consciously? It happens naturally. Why? Because we've been bathing since childhood. It is so natural for us today to get up, to brush, to eat. All of these are natural processes. And in the same way, trust me, thinking in English will become a natural process for you, but after conscious efforts for an elongated period of time, which is uninterrupted. Okay, don't tell yourself that, okay, I will speak in English with myself today and tomorrow I'm going to learn it, or in intermittent phases I'll be speaking in English and I'll still be able to think in English. Don't think to yourself that you will put in efforts half-heartedly and you will get the results. You won't. If you've liked this video, please don't forget to give me a thumbs up, because I really work hard on creating content for you guys. And your thumbs up really helps me to know that, okay, you've liked what I've told you, and maybe I can work harder to make my content more useful to you, more helpful to you. If you're a new visitor and if you've liked my content, please don't forget to hit the small subscribe button and the small bell icon, because I'm here to help you learn English effectively and become a better speaker. Signing off. Bye.